Perform basic vSphere troubleshooting. You know, every so often, even the very best of vSphere environments sometimes has problems. And well, when those problems do occur, there are some troubleshooting activities that you have to do. What's interesting about vSphere is, I think I've mentioned it a number of times, that vSphere itself it's an appliance. I mean, for all intents and purposes, the very worst of vSphere problems, in many cases, may not even require any troubleshooting at all. And the reason for this is the fact that, well, at this point we've already laid down this nice high availability infrastructure. We've got virtual machines that are moving around. They're leaving this host and they're moving over to that host. And so if you have a really big or a really bad problem with a vSphere server, well, there's an argument that the best tactic is just to simply rebuild the server. And there are tools and techniques to do that. And as you've seen in installing ESXi, the process to actually do an ESXi installation is relatively simple. But even with that realization, there are some situations where troubleshooting does need to occur. And a lot of these troubleshooting issues occur when the problem is probably not the ESX host itself. It may be something at the vCenter layer, or maybe you have a configuration that's incorrectly configured on one of the hosts. The long and short of it is that the troubleshooting requirements that you have for vSphere and for ESX are much easier than they used to be in any of the previous versions. In this nugget, we're going to talk about what some of those troubleshooting guidelines are. If you are taking the exam, the troubleshooting activities or the troubleshooting requirements for the exam are relatively heavy, surprisingly heavy, in fact. And I want to just point you to a document where you can go and review all of the suggested things to do based off of what experiences you're having in terms of problems. Then what I want to do is focus in on a few of the specific features, a few of the specific things that you can work with inside of vCenter that'll assist you with the troubleshooting process. Some of those are going to be in ESXi, others of those are going to be in vCenter, and so the combination of the two presents you with just some useful things you can go to in order to find out what's going wrong. Now, this is not intended to be comprehensive by any means. In fact, throughout the entirety of this series, we've kind of talked a little bit about all the different wizards and all the different screens and all the different control panels that are available to you for controlling and for managing your vCenter environment. Those same control panels and features are the same ones that you'll use in certain circumstances for doing the troubleshooting activities as well. For example, the Performance tab in dealing with performance issues, and the Virtual Machines tab for dealing with configurations and what assigned resources there are. There are a couple of them, however, that we haven't taken a look at yet that I want to show you. The first is which is this DRS resource